Hi guys, Alec here, and today we're going to chat about data. Alright, so specifically about data when it's seen in the view of garbage versus flat data. Alright, so a lot of times I have discussions with guys in a financial sense that say they have garbage data, so they'd rather refer to it as garbage in, garbage out. And this word has become quite a term that's widely used in the accounting space. Right, and that actually is problematic because immediately when you see your data in your business as garbage, you treat it with that kind of intent and don't really grow it, and you don't really tap out of it what you can. So why we feel we need to touch on this a little bit is actually because in our view, your data in your business is your asset, and you can actually treat it and grow it and make it a massive investment or a growing part of the business that helps the investment value for shareholders. Now, my business partner, my technology business partner, who is also our technology director, he actually enlightened me a little bit a week or so ago when we had a discussion about this. All right, so I think just to kind of like put this into perspective, this is the way that you can see it. All right, so a fintech company, which my BI is, has got two business or two sides. Now this actually it's relevant to any discussion. All right, so you've got a technology side and a financial side. All right, so accountants, anybody would understand this is the way that any business actually works when they use an ERP system. All right, so the technology side actually creates the GUI. So what is a GUI? GUI is the graphical user interface, and in our case Pastel, Partner, or Express, or Sage 50 Cloud. So that is where they create the space in which the financial guys are going to capture data. They're going to use the GUI. All right, so they are the creators on the technology side, and the financial guys are users. Then they create the tables in the back end. The tables in the back end is database principles. That's where when the financial guys capture data that goes and sits in the database or the tables of the database. All right, then they also create data validation principles. So that ultimately helps that you don't capture data that's not relevant or that's not usable. All right, so we're going to get to that in a little bit. And then the financial guys can extract data again that has been captured. And there's automated table relationships, so meaning that you capture something but two or more tables are updated at once, and the financial guys would then review the reports that is extracted from this database that's got relational or relations in between them. All right, so let's quickly have a look at where garbage in, garbage out comes from. So the financial guys use it here. They go, well, if I capture garbage, I'm going to see garbage. All right, so that's something that I really want to touch on and just stop, because the problem is if you're going to view your data like this, you're never going to have the opportunity to really learn from it and grow. And any data that has been captured has actually the opportunity for you to create value from. All right, so let's just quickly have a look. What is garbage data actually? Where did it come from, and why do we use it in the way we use it? All right, so Kenton actually enlightened me, as I said in our discussion previously. So garbage doesn't sit on the financial side, by the way. It actually sits on the technology side. All right, so the technology guys have got data validation principles. So if they didn't have that, you'll typically have the following instances. So if you've got something like a date that needs to be captured, that usable data looks like this. I'm going to capture the 12th of September 2022 in the date field. Unusable or garbage data looks like this. It's similar. Look at it. It's similar. It's got an I2, a 09, and a 20ZZ. It's visually doesn't look too far apart, but it's garbage data. All right, that's garbage. Then on the value side, all right, we got a value there, 1234.00. And on the garbage side, we got LZ, which looks similar, visually, 1234S .00. All right, so that's garbage versus usable data. All right, so that's when we talk about garbage. It's absolute garbage. All right, but on this on the finance side, we should rather refer to it as errors and flat data. Okay, you didn't capture enough, or you made errors. Now the beauty about accounting, you've got some opportunity here to capture it. In the two-legged accounting principles system, you can actually capture it. Your accounting processes, day-to-day processes, can actually be enhanced and can be built in such a way that you've got the data that you want as it happens and as it goes in. And you start with the end in mind. That means that you start with what you want out of it, And that's the way you actually set up your standard operating procedures, etc., etc. All right, so what opportunities we've got? Your data in your business is valuable. Okay, it is valuable. Okay, so captured data is not garbage. Once it's captured and it's gone through those data validations, it's not garbage. All right, it's flat or it's got errors in it, and that I appreciate. And I'm not saying it's not an issue. I'm just saying it's not garbage. It's just not right. Okay, that's like a sports team making mistakes, and we're saying the sports team is garbage. No, let's go and review the mistakes and make it better and learn from them. All right, historical data is a great place to learn from and grow from. All right, so that means that all that historical data that's not necessarily at the level you wanted is the perfect opportunity for us to review and to learn from and grow from. All right, and if your business is not where you want it to be, if your business data is not where you want it to be, follow this cycle. All right, so review, learn, adapt, repeat. All right, so that means that review your data that's been captured. It's already captured, so that's a great kind of like, you know, a board for you to see from and learn from and see what has happened. Then once you review, in that moment you learn. You then say, I don't like, I adapt my processes and my principles and the way that I'm going to capture it going forward. And then I repeat this process. I review again. Is it now better? And so I learn and I adapt and repeat the process. All right. So that's a bit about garbage data versus flat data, or let's say, you know, not necessarily at the level that you wanted. All right. I hope that gives you a bit of perspective on the financial and the technology side. And hopefully when you look at your data, you know, you've got a bit of a different approach and not necessarily an approach where you feel it is really hampering you from getting all the things you want in place. All right. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks, guys. Have a great one. Bye.